things are the maybe problems that happened in US that you dislike?
Things I dislike about the U.S.
Or maybe anything that you hope you can change, it can be changed?
Well, some things jump to mind, like gun control, I guess. I guess like also like the needing to depend on cars so much is kind of annoying. But I don't know. Part of it is just that it's really big, I guess. But then also, like compared to Europe and much of the rest of the world, we have big cars. So I don't know that we need them to be that big and stuff.
If you become president of US,
Yes.
what things would you like to change?
One of them is switch to the metric system. Like, so we would use meters and like liters and all that instead of like pounds and kilograms instead of like pounds and miles and gallons and all
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah.
I heard maybe in US there are a lot of maybe mental issues, problems, or maybe drug issues.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How to fix it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely the like opioid epidemic is like a big thing. I haven't had that much personal experience with like people I know that have had troubles with opioids, but like friends of actually we do have like a very good family friend who like knew someone who I think died of an overdose. I don't know. I guess I would defer to the experts who like spend their careers like figuring out how to solve these drug problems. Some people think mental health is like one of the biggest problems in the world today, which maybe it is. Definitely like at least at my school, there's like so many people seeking out mental health services and like so few like therapists available that like it's really hard to like get a chance to like talk to a therapist if you think you need a therapist. It can take like many weeks, and of course many weeks is like that can be a really big problem if you're having like kind of an acute mental health problem, right? I don't know how uniquely American that issue is, but I think it's getting better though. At least, like in like from what I've seen, like people are more and more like willing to talk about like what's going on in their lives and their mental health. Which I guess is good.
And maybe how do you strengthen your mindset? Because I feel you are super optimistic, so passionate, and so kind.
Oh, thank you.
How do you make yourself maybe become happier or?
My guess. So I haven't looked into this much, but my guess is part of like whether you. My guess is part of it is just like people have different personalities and they're kind of just born this way. Well, there's this class that's very popular at Yale that's taught by Laurie Santos, who's what they call a celebrity professor, because she's a professor and she like does research and teaches, but she also like does all sorts of like appearances on like TV shows and documentaries and stuff because she studies happiness, and a lot of people are really interested in like, I want to be happy, how can I be happy? And so I think a lot of the things that she says are kind of like they seem like common sense things, but I think but anyway, here apparently you're supposed. I haven't taken the class, but I have friends who have, and they gave me the down low. So you're supposed to exercise, and you're also supposed to sleep well, and you're supposed to live in the moment. So like don't always be thinking about the future or the past. Just kind of, enjoy what's around you. Dang, there was a lot more. Like don't worry too much about grades. Actually, I think one of the like complaints about that class was that she's very willing to give you a bad grade to like it's kind of hard to get a good grade in the class, and I think part of the point of that is supposedly like to teach you to be okay with having like not a perfect grade or something, but people were kind of bummed about that.
So maybe who is your role model you would like to become?
Do you think there's a lot to admire about like Bill Gates? Yeah, I think a lot of his like philanthropy work has been very well targeted, and I think he does, from what I understand, he like I don't know, I guess he's very big on like working on like solving climate change stuff, which is something that I've historically been very interested in as well. I think he's done a really good job in targeting his philanthropy. I think better than other big philanthropists have. Because I think, like, if you look at like Bezos, for example, he was kind of just like he got extremely wealthy, and then and only after he got, I think, to like the wealthiest spot in the world, did he be like, oh, I guess I should be donating some of this. But it seemed like he didn't want to spend a lot of time thinking about how to donate it or anything, because he was just like, I'm just going to give $1 billion to help with the environment broadly. And then he didn't say anything about it for like a very long time. And then and then he just like gave out like 10 chunks of like $100 million or something like that to like already very established organizations that didn't necessarily need it. From what I understand, this is based on very cursory things I read. So I don't know, that could be wrong. But so there's ways to do philanthropy that are like less impactful, like that. And also he donated like much less than Bill Gates has.
So how to build a great self-discipline? Like, I believe every successful people, they are very good at self-discipline.
I guess every so often, like, I try and like reflect on like, okay, what are my bigger goals that I'm trying to do over these next like few months? Or like, what's the thing that I want to be doing? Like, not too often, right? Because if you think too much about the future, then it's stressful and bad. But every so often, I think it's good to check in and be like, okay, in like 5 years, I would really want to be doing like a PhD or something. And so if I want that to be happening, then what should I be doing now?